Today in the food truck build, we're gonna go from this, a yellow cab, to this. Right here, we got this cab in Poppy's Patina, hot rod black, and this is how we did it.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a street who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out.
So here we are, we're in the shop, soon to be outside, because we're actually gonna spray this thing outside today. Just because, well, we're not a paint shop. We don't have a paint booth. We're not properly ventilated. I have done that stuff in here before, so we could if we had to. But ideally, we lucked out. The weather is absolutely perfect. There's no wind at all, knock on wood right now. So we're going to be actually giving this thing, again, a garage-type paint job, but right out here outside. So luckily, the bugs aren't bad. Right now, we're at a perfect window as far as the weather goes as well. So let me show you what we're going to be applying and putting down here. All right, we got our new product from Poppy's Patina that we've never used before. This is their Hot Rod Black. It's like a satiny black, literally awesome, badass hot rod color that is gonna be the entire truck. But today we're focusing on the cab. Then obviously we got the from Custom Shop Series, we got our primer that we're gonna be hitting it all with. Steve's over here giving it a grease and wax remover, wipe down, and some scuffing and some final preparations. Then we're gonna get into taping it. You don't need to see all that. And then we'll get it outside and we're gonna actually be spraying it. Oh, and by the way, today's Steve's birthday. So everybody say, happy birthday, Steve.
Thanks, guys.
He's got a perfect birthday gift. He has to work on his truck all day. But hey, you know, could be worse. All right, Steve's out here doing some taping. As you can see, we got the bed liner on the bottom quarter. Not even the quarter, the bottom of the doors itself, and inside the sill here the other day that was in our other video. It kind of gives it a chip guard, but that we're going to go over that with the satin black as well. Again, we're doing this outside. We've got a perfect day. That is a big thing if you're I don't want to say redneck paint job, but I guess basically garage paint job. We're not a professional body shop. I never claim to be. We do painting on our own projects and a few here and there, but we are not a paint shop. So we do our best. However, when you're out here, you're playing the weather. Otherwise, you're going in here, and it's not a paint booth, so that makes it a challenge in there as well. So we're doing what we can, and so far, it is a perfect day to get this thing taped up and spraying. It's about 8:30 in the morning. We got to start around 7, so looking good. All right, progress continues. We're getting stuff laid out, everything where we want it to be. Hopefully. Taping and taping and taping, but actually we're nearing the edge where we're getting ready to actually be able to spray. So that's pretty cool. And if you ever wonder how much time and labor is involved in prep and tape to paint something, I can tell you it's a lot. Like a lot. And especially something like this that we're changing the color, it's even more. All right, Steve's hitting it with the tack rag for a final wipe down. And we are ready to put this thing into some primer. Now this is a black primer as well, which will help that hot rod black satin really lay down nicely. And we're gonna hit everything, including the bumpers. And actually, as we go, Steve's probably gonna go behind me with his finger and wipe some of the welds to bare steel again, to kind of keep that look we want. And then we'll touch those with some clear coat later. But as well as the visor, we're gonna get that painted at the same time. So I'm gonna mix up some primer and start shooting. Basically, the primer as a primer is a 1-to-1, so it's just one part to one part. And then when we go, so that's the first coat. The second coat, we move it into a sealer. We add a little bit of reducer. And then our third and final coat is we're going to the hot rod black, which again is a part of the catalyst, the paint, and a little reducer as well. So actually we got some crossfire reducer right here that we're gonna use. So non-direct how to, I don't need to take you through the mixing it, but basically 1-to-1 to start with our primer. That's what I'm doing now, and I'm gonna load the gun and start shooting. Oh, something funny is I had Steve pick up some mixing cups, but he grabbed some big ones, so I was like, we need a smaller one. He raided his wife's kitchen this morning. Oh boy.
Luckily, it's my birthday. Jamming out. Scott in his element.
Don't do this at home. Leave it to the professionals.
That's for sure. I certainly appreciate his help, that's for damn sure.
All right, we weren't expecting it to be this sunny or quite this hot, so it's kind of messing with us a little bit. We're getting a little dusting, so we kind of got to be careful. Obviously, we're fighting bugs. It's the way it is outside, but all in all, it's coming out pretty good. We got our first layer down, our primer. We'll hit it with the sealer after lunch. I did have a few runs trying to mess with, basically, not an excuse, but blinded in the sun, so we have a few spots we have to fix on the door itself, so that I'm not happy with. Steve's okay with it, and I think it'll recover okay, but I want to try to make it a little better before we go on to the sealer coat, which is fine because we're gonna have some lunch, let it set up a little bit longer before we go to the sealer, and then we're going to put the old poppies to it. But it's all black now, so that's a good thing. It is literally black. Here's an update for you. It's actually too nice outside. We didn't think that was a problem today, but it's actually too nice. It's like 80 in the shade now. We're getting a few clouds, but not enough. It's too hot. The surface temperature of the truck was around 150 when it was baking. It's clearly dry. I went through in any like little runs I had and some of the rougher areas before we hit it with the primer sealer this time. I went and knocked down some high spots with the sander. But we got it inside the shop now. We've tarped some stuff off to kind of help control some of the overspray. And we're gonna finish it up in here. So now we're moving on to the primer sealer, then onto the Poppy's Patina top coat to finish it off, and it's black. Welcome to chemistry class with Scott and Steve. It's coming, guys. It's the process. We got to get to this, but we have to go with 2 steps before we get to that. So we're almost there. All right, the sealer coat has been laid down, and actually the exhaust fan's doing a pretty good job keeping up with the fumes in here. So we have the sealer coat down. We're gonna let this set up for about 45 minutes, and then we're gonna hit it with the Poppy's Patina Hot Rod Black. As you can see, you still see kind of my mistake we had with the run over there. This is the driver's side. Hopefully we'll blend it a little more with the top coat, but all in all, not bad, and almost time for the poppies. All right, the poppies top coat that we're getting ready for is basically 4 parts of the paint to 1 part of the catalyst to 1 part of the Unisol, which is basically a reducer, a nice medium reducer depending on the temperature you're working in. So that's what we got there. So basically, say you had 4 ounces of this, you'll have 1 ounce of this to 1 ounce of this. And that's pretty much like very close to the mixing of the primer itself. That's a little thicker, so this will hopefully thin it out, and it's gonna spray on nice, and we'll be happy with it. All right, here we go. Go time with the Poppy's Patina Hot Rod Black. Here we go, hot rod suede. Same deal. It's gonna look badass, buddy. Woohoo! Here we go. Of course, we're using our workhorse today, our Eastwood Concourse 2 spray gun. It's the gun I basically use for everything with painting. Again, not a paint shop, but works very well. All right, here we go. The Poppy's Patina has been laid on a heavy, well, I say heavy coat, a good wet medium coat. We're letting this thing flash over to see what we got for a look before we decide if we're gonna go yet another coat on this thing. Because I laid it on pretty decent, and actually it sprays real nice. Really happy with it, actually. This side here we sprayed first, so it's starting to dry a little faster, and it's evening out real nice. I'm really digging it. So we're gonna give it like an hour, not quite, and then come back, see what it looks like, and then make a decision if we're going yet another coat. Here we go. Here's our extended widened bumper. Again, that was on an entire different video. You guys gotta check the series out. But she's flashing over and drying up now in good shape. She got her layer of the poppies on that, as well as our rat rod bumper, yeah, okay, rat rod visor. Check it out. Super happy with it. It looks so badass. I can't wait to get this on the truck, dude. All right, second coat of Poppy's Patina has now been laid on, so we decided to go with, actually they do recommend 2 medium wet coats. So that is what's on there. We just finished, so it hasn't really flattened out or anything yet. So we'll give that baby like, I don't know, an hour. We'll see what we got. Now it's heading to the end of the day, and we did paint this out in the atmosphere, so we're gonna start to get some dew. It's gonna take longer for this thing to cure like we really need it to. But that's okay, we got it. Steve cannot wait any longer. Big news. He's gonna start peeling the tape. It's been a good hour. It's dry to the touch now. So we're gonna start the peeling, cleaning process of taking everything off that took hours to put on, but you know what? We need to see this thing. And the paint is still setting up, but we just can't wait to see it. So excited, dude. This is the most satisfying part when you're peeling the tape. All those hard lines, so nice. Steve's got the window revealed. There's going on a windshield. We got this, bud. Woo! All right, guys, it's gonna bring us to the end of this episode here when we laid on the Poppy's Patina Hot Rod Black on our food truck build. So super happy with how it came out. It's setting up real nice right now. We actually brought the truck out, turned it around, brought it in here, and she's really laying on there nice now. And the satin is, or suede, how they describe it, I believe it's suede, is really laying on nice. So super happy with it. Happy with this build so far. Happy, Steve is happy, and it was his birthday today. So make sure you drop a comment and say happy birthday, Steve, because that is important. But thanks for watching. Continue to watch us on the food truck build. Scott and Steve from Flip and Customize. Take care, guys.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?